Yo, welcome back to the channel. So this video is our bracket for all of the Star Wars property pieces of art. We have 33, all 33 of the movies and TV shows put into the bracket, and we are gonna go and put them head to head and find out which one is ultimately the chosen one. Please enjoy everything that you are about to see and experience, and just let the Star Warsness just reign over you. May the 4th be with you. And with that, please sit back, get comfy, and enjoy the Star Wars bracket. Here is the bracket, which was posted in the Discord. So this is the breakdown. So we have round 1 is actually just gonna be these pieces. And then we go into like round 2, which is actually round 1 because of how it breaks down and stuff. It just is how it is. We are ready to go. So you will see we have Star Wars A New Hope right here, the thing that started it all, going up against the Star Wars Holiday Special from 1978. I don't know if this is necessarily going to be an easy choice. I think it might be, but we have to include every single piece of Star Wars art that has been put out there. We have to know which one of these is gonna take it. That was not a clean sweep. We do, in fact, though, have a winner. And it is, of course, A New Hope. Moving on to the next round. If we switch back to the bracket, you will see we have moved that on. And now we are up to round 2. We have got The Empire Strikes Back. Some argue this is the pinnacle of Star Wars content. We're gonna see. We're gonna see if you guys agree. Versus A New Hope, which again started the entire thing. We've got an 8.7 on IMDb versus an 8.8. To me, this is a tough one. Oh my gosh. Okay, the polls just ended, and I'm not exactly surprised to say that the Empire has won and will be moving on. Look, I said all of the pieces are gonna be in here, okay? I cannot help that this is what we have for the bracket right now, okay? Dang, I love Ewok shit. You know what? I don't think you're necessarily wrong for that. All will be represented. That's correct, that's correct. We've got Return of the Jedi, the closing piece to the original trilogy right here, going against the Ewok Adventure. The Caravan of Courage from 1984. This was a TV movie that has a 5.3 on IMDb. Right here, we've got an 8.3. I think we probably know which one of these is gonna end up coming out victorious, but you never ever know what's gonna happen. If you've seen some of the previous movie brackets that we've done, you might find that some of the time, it doesn't go the way you might think, which is why you've gotta be hitting it live so that you can have a sway in the vote. We've got just a few seconds left before this round wraps up. It's Return of the Jedi. Moving forward, of course it is. Drumming on the Slain Stormtrooper. Classic Ewok right there. That's what I'm saying. It's classic Ewok. All right, let's get back into this. We're going to the next one. I know it doesn't look like anything right here, but we have Ewoks, the Battle for Endor. That is actually what this is called. And yes, this is a real thing. This was a TV movie, 1985, and we've got Star Wars Ewoks, which was a TV series. I didn't know this, but apparently this was a TV series, 1985. But if it helps at all, I will tell you that a Battle for Endor has 5.4, and the Star Wars Ewoks has a 5.9. We got the Star Wars Ewok series moving forward. Let me report the score here and move them right along. And if you can't tell, this is probably gonna be a simple one, but I have to let you know anyway. This is Star Wars Droids, again from 1985. It was a TV series. And then we've got, of course, Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. And it looks like it is the one for everybody, because we've got the Phantom Menace moving forward, which nobody expected anything different. At least I don't think so. Now, I do apologize to the Star Wars droids. They, unfortunately, are going to be left behind, but that's okay. We will catch up with some droids later. I just have a feeling about it. These aren't the droids we're looking for. That comes later, maybe. I'm not sure. We have Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, going up against Star Wars Clone Wars TV series from 2003. And it does have a 7.8 out of a 10 on IMDb. And this over here, this only has a 6.6. Attack of the Clones is taking the win on this one. Not a sweep, though. There are some people that are wanting to see the other one take it, and I can't necessarily disagree. Here's where we're looking on the bracket right now. Here we go. This is a big deal right here. We've got episode 3, the finale of the prequel trilogy, with a 7.6 out of 10, going up against the Star Wars, the Clone Wars from 2008 with an 8.4 out of 10. We've got episode 3 moving on and taking its rightful place in the next round. Clone Wars is way better. Oh, apparently not. That's apparently not what everybody was thinking in the poll there. I'm just saying. We've got the Clone Wars 2008 TV series going against Star Wars Rebels from 2014, also TV series. We've got an 8.4 out of 10 versus an 8.1 out of 10. All right, we got Clone Wars moving forward. There's where we're at with the bracket. I think this is going to be really, really hard. And I have a bit of fear about which one of these is going to be left behind, because these are both so good. We've got The Force Awakens bringing back the Skywalker saga in 2015 with an amazing movie, scoring a 7.8 out of 10 on IMDb, versus Rogue One, a Star Wars story, the first of the spin-off movies, if you will, with a 7.8 as well out of 10 on IMDb. Which one of these? I don't know. I honestly, I don't think either of these is the wrong choice. The problem is which one has to unfortunately have less votes. The argument is that The Force Awakens is the same as A New Hope. It's just a reimagining of it, essentially. And what I would say is, number one, A New Hope is so good. So if you want to tell me that story again, I'm going to listen, I'm going to watch, and I'm going to be sitting on the edge of my seat. Number two, the way that they did it with bringing back the old, when the original didn't have the old to be brought back, that also hit another thing that just sent a little bit extra. And I think some of the tension was actually a little higher in this one. I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it. I'm just saying, I think that it does deserve its rightful place. But unfortunately, it does stop here, because we've got a Rogue One, a Star Wars story, taking the win in this round and moving on, leaving The Force Awakens behind. This is where we're at right now. I understand. You understand. This is what we've got. We've got The Last Jedi versus Solo. They are both a 6.9 out of 10 on IMDb. Certain that The Last Jedi just won that one. Okay. All right. This is where we're at with the bracket. Things are shaping up. We are moving ourselves right along here. All right, we have Star Wars Resistance, which apparently is a thing. It was a TV series that came out in 2018. It ran from 2018 to 2020. That's right, going against Mandalorian. Come on. Are you kidding me? The Mandalorian is one of the best pieces of Star Wars media to be consumed. Even the bad seasons are better than some of other things. It's fire, full stop, 100%. And it also gets 100% of the votes, moving itself on. I honestly did not really have a thought in another direction for it, but we do have it moving on. And that's exactly how it should be. I think it's gonna get real here. We've got The Rise of Skywalker. Some hate it, some love it. But something had to follow up with The Last Jedi. I'm just saying. All right, we've got that going against the Bad Batch. 7.8 out of 10 versus a 6.4 out of 10. Wasn't a fan of Last Jedi. Rise of Skywalker was even worse. Oh, see, that's what I'm saying. Some people, it doesn't hit. For me, it hit. For me, it hit. It also hit for a lot of people in the chat, because that's what's moving forward. I'm sorry, Bad Batch. Stops here, though. We've got Star Wars Visions, but we do have the Book of Boba Fett, which was a little underwhelming. I'm not gonna lie. However, you think about those episodes 5 and 6, They're basically Mandalorian. They're Mandalorian story. And who doesn't love Mando? You can't get enough Mando. And I think that's where I got to put my vote, but I'm curious where everybody else is going to go. It does look like we have some Star Wars Visions votes, and I wonder, is that because we love that property, or is that because Boba Fett just didn't do it for you and you had to go against it? I don't know. Visions is cool. Different animators telling stories. Oh, wait, I don't know anything about it. I don't know what I'm missing. I will tell you that what it says on IMDb is an anthology of animated shorts from around the world celebrating the mythology of Star Wars through unique cultural perspectives, which actually does sound really cool. I just didn't even know this was a thing until I was putting the bracket together. So I'm glad that I found it, and it sounds like something that I probably need to check out. But Book of Boba Fett does have a 7.1. So it is technically 1 point higher on the scale. And for that, or for other reasons, it is the thing that's moving on. Here we are. This is where we're at. We've got Obi-Wan, the show, going up against Andor, and I don't think this is a hard one to choose. I feel like they were both really fun. I think that Obi-Wan had some amazing fight scenes in it. If you know the one I'm talking about, you know the one I'm talking about. But I think Andor is the best Star Wars thing that has been released. So that's where I feel should move forward. And it looks like I'm not alone. We've got the votes coming in for Andor, taking it. Report the score. Let's move it on in the bracket. All right, here we go. We've got two things that, again, I have not seen. I don't know the Tales of the Jedi, although it does look really cool based on the artwork. And then we have the Young Jedi Adventures. Young Jedi Adventures has a 5.6 out of 10. And Tales of the Jedi has an 8.1 out of 10. All right, done. Switching over to the bracket. Okay. We have another property that I don't know going against one that I do know. We have Ahsoka versus Star Wars Tales of the Empire. Now, Ahsoka has a 7.5 out of 10, and Tales of the Empire has 7 out of 10. They're both highly, highly, highly rated. I'm noticing that there are a lot of holes in my Star Wars journey. Unfortunate. Yep, it's gonna shake out that way 100%. Even though more votes came in, we did still have them all 100% going to Ahsoka. We are down to the last round of round 2, the last bracket of round 2, the last heat of round 2. I don't know, what is it called? I don't know. We're getting into the last one here. That's right, we've got the Acolyte going against Skeleton Crew. I have not seen either of these yet, but I will say the Acolyte, there's something intriguing about it, although it has a 4.2 out of 10. Skeleton Crew, on the other hand, I have heard is very, very, very much for kids. But I'm a kid. Let's be real, I'm a big kid. But it has a 7.1 out of 10. We've got the Acolyte coming out, moving forward. Let's go back to the bracket here, finish this guy out, move it forward, boom! There we go, and that is the end of round 2. Okay, here we are, and things are about to get heated. That's right, we've got the Empire Strikes Back versus the Return of the Jedi. 8.7, 8.3, Episode 5, Episode 6. These are two really good pieces. What moves forward? We got the Empire moving ahead. I'm sorry, Return of the Jedi. We will not see you again in the later rounds, but that's okay. We all know that you're great anyway, right? What do y'all say? I hope so. Okay. We are going back to 1985 with the Star Wars Ewok TV series going against Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. I think this one's probably going to be an easy choice, but there might be those who think that the Ewoks should reign supreme. All right, we've got the Phantom Menace coming out with the victory, which I did not necessarily think would not happen. It's a weird way to say that that's what I thought would happen. All right, here we go. We've got Attack of the Clones going against Revenge of the Sith. We've got Episode 2 going against Episode 3. Which one of these is the better movie? Which one has the better fight scenes, maybe? Which one has the better dialogue, maybe? I don't know if either do. Which one of these has the better story? Also, can we please talk about Jar Jar and the theory that he was going to be a Sith? Where there's smoke, there's fire. I think that that is, number one, a story that I wish I would have seen. I wish that that would have played out. I wish that he wouldn't have had as much hate as he had, and then they ended up taking him out. Basically, that's what happened. I think he was working with the killer. I'm just saying, I think he was working with the killer. It looks like we got Revenge of the Sith coming out. I was thinking that was probably going to be where the vote went to, but you have to give it a fair shake. The backflip of Exactly. There are way too many things that seem a little bit beyond coincidence, if you know what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure that he was, in fact, working with the killer. It'll never be proven, though. That's unfortunate. All right, here we go. We're getting into this. We've got Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the 2008 series, versus Rogue One, a Star Wars story, the 2016 movie. And I'll tell you that Rogue One has a 7.8, but the Clone Wars has an 8.4. If you're going just by the numbers, Clone Wars takes this, but is that where this one's gonna go? I don't know. I know where my vote goes. Do you know where yours goes? We've got an answer. We've got Rogue One moving on. I'm sorry to the Clone Wars. This is where you end. You made it all the way to round 3. We're moving forward. We've got The Last Jedi going against The Mandalorian. I don't think there's really much competition here, but I'm not the only one who gets to weigh in on them. Mandalorian with an 8.6 out of 10. And again, I told you already, I scored it a 9 out of 10. And The Last Jedi has a 6.9 out of 10, and I probably would score it 5. I think it's pretty clear which way I'm going. Is it clear for everybody, though? It looks like it with 100% of the vote right now. That could change, though. Don't worry, that could change. We've got a winner. We've got Mandalorian moving on. The Last Jedi is finally out of this. I think it went a little longer than it should have, but that's just me. Here's where we're at right now. Man, I feel like we're really screaming through the good properties right now. I mean, obviously, we're going to be whittling down to the things that, you know, need to get out of here, and the things that need to stay. All right, here we go. We've got The Rise of Skywalker, rounding out the Skywalker saga with part 9, episode 9 of the saga, going against the Book of Boba Fett, which, remind you, I will, that there are Mandalorian tales in the Book of Boba Fett. Now, is that enough to bring it above Rise of Skywalker? I don't know. All right, we're going back to the bracket because you are going to see we are moving on the winner, which is the Book of Boba Fett, which is kind of wild to me, but I'm not necessarily opposed to it. I think at this point, I'm kind of down for whatever ends up happening, and we're just gonna ride it. Okay, I apologize, it's a little small, but we got Andor going against Tales of the Jedi. We got an 8.1 versus an 8.4. Which one is higher? Andor, of course. I'm not saying of course because it's of course, but of course. But I'm pretty sure I know where this one's gonna go. This is more of the ceremonious, we have to go through. Boom, 100% of the vote coming in. We got Andor moving forward. Oh, we're on the very last round of round 3. I know that's confusing. Nobody has told me. What do you call the individual brackets of the round? Round stages. All right, we can go with stages. Okay, so we are on the last stage of round 4. There we go. I think we got it there. We've got Ahsoka going up against the Acolyte. Now, we've got a 7.5 out of 10 versus a 4.2 out of 10. I think that the votes probably know which one should move forward. All right, we have a winner. Ahsoka is moving on. That means the Acolyte has reached the end of its journey, and that's okay, because the scores do not say that it's very good. All right, here we go. We are moving into round 4. This is where it gets even tougher than it already had been. We've got The Empire Strikes Back versus The Phantom Menace. We've got episode 5 versus episode 1. I feel like some people would definitely say there's a clear winner here, but I don't know that I'm necessarily so certain on it, and neither is the chat right now. We've got the poll tied. All right, it's not tied anymore, but it was tied for a moment there. It looks like Empire is taking it. All right, we've got episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, going up against Rogue One. We've got a 7.6 versus a 7.8. This right here is gonna be a tough one to figure out where my vote goes. It might not be so tough for some of you, but it's definitely tough for me. I don't like this. Ooh, we're getting into it now. Oh, we've got a winner. We've got a winner, and it is Revenge Moving on. Oh my God. Moving on into the semifinals. That might rub some people the wrong way. I voted for Rogue One. I'm not going to lie about it. I voted for Rogue One because I got to be in the mood to watch Revenge of the Sith. But Rogue One, I'm always down. I'm always ready to pop it on. So it was an easy choice for me, even though I thought it wasn't going to be. When I actually started to think about it, it came easy. Here we go. We got the Mandalorian, the absolute king that is the Mandalorian, going against the Book of Boba Fett. Now, this is a little interesting because Mando does appear in the book. I think for me, it's an easy choice. Mando gave me Baby Yoda. That's true. That's true. The absolute force that was Mando brought out the absolute little force that was Baby Grogu. You know what I mean? We would not have Baby Yoda if we did not have the Mando. Therefore, we got to move the Mando on. That's what everybody said. 100% of the votes are going for Mando. We got to move him on. You'll see him filling out in the bracket there. We're moving on from Mando. Let's get into the next one. Here we go. I know I apologize that it's the picture's a little small there. It is what it is. This is an IMDb problem. But we got Andor going up against Ahsoka. We got 2 Disney Plus series. We got a 2023 versus a 2022. Ahsoka with the 7.5 out of 10, and Andor with an 8.4 out of 10. Everybody has cast their vote, and it is 100% going in the direction that I love to see. We got Andor moving on. I apologize to Ahsoka, but you are just going to have to take the back seat here. I agree with this, but, you know, maybe I'm a little biased. We have got The Empire Strikes Back, what arguably is the best, going against Revenge of the Sith, which is hands down the best of the prequels. Let's not sugarcoat it, you know what I mean? It looks like people are coming down on both sides on this one. Which one of these is the better movie? Which one do I want to watch right now? Which one has Darth Vader screaming no in it? Which These are all the things that you have to think about when making this vote. If it helps, Empire has an 8.7 out of 10. And Revenge of the Sith has a 7.6 out of 10. So I think the masses would indeed vote for Empire. And it looks like Empire is the one that has been voted for here with more votes. It is taking it. Revenge of the Sith is now out of the running. Hayden's acting while he's burning. Oh, dude. Yeah, that is seriously, that is one of the best scenes in that movie. The raw emotion that is coming out of him does not feel like acting. It feels like I am watching a character. That one's rough. All right, but we got to move on the winner. You'll see it populate. There it is. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. We've got somebody in the finals. Holy, we are getting down to it. Oh my God, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this next one. This next one is, I can't. I'm gonna have to though. We've got Mandalorian making its way all the way here with Baby Yoda in tow, going against Andor. You're not wrong. That's the thing, is like, no matter what you vote here, you're not wrong. If you vote Andor, 100%, you're absolutely right. That deserves to move on. You vote Mando, 100%, you're absolutely right. That deserves to move on. Like, which of these? Yeah, Leaky says it best. Fuck! You haven't seen either of them. Oh my God, let me tell you, I'm being 100% serious when I say this. If you like Star Wars and you haven't seen these two, you have two of the best pieces of Star Wars ahead of you. Absolutely. That's so amazing. I wish that I was in your shoes. Don't you wish that sometimes you could watch something again for the first time? That's how I wish I could do both of these. But you guys have voted, and I think Andor is the best piece of Star Wars that has been released. I think it is absolutely the pinnacle of Star Wars content, but I am not the only one who makes the decision here. Therefore, I am in the wrong. We now have the finals. Oh my God, it is coming down to this, you guys. This is what we've been working for. This is where we have worked up to get courage to ask which of these would end up in the finals. And now we are here. We know which two are in the finals, but I need to know which one is the one. You were the chosen one. We are in the absolute finals. We are going to find out once and for all who is the winner. Is it The Empire Strikes Back? Or is it Mando coming out with Baby Yoda, Grogu himself. The poll is active now. Make your choice. Easiest choice ever? Oh, okay. The entire Star Wars property is resting on this right now. Mando's good, but it can't beat the classic. Oh, it looks like you're right. We do, in fact, have us a winner. It is happening. We got to give Empire its due. Coming in with the win. We got Empire taking it all the way. Let's check in with the bracket and watch it be crowned. Boom, there it is. We've got easy. Oh shit. I don't know if I could say that. By the way, I was not cussing the entire time, and now I'm really letting it fly. This is how you can tell I'm really getting into my emotions here. Empire versus Revenge was my finals. Ooh, okay. Everybody can have their own. We made it all the way to the end with everybody coming out and showing up with the support, voting on it, and making the decision a unanimous victory for the Empire Strikes Back, never losing momentum and taking it all the way to the finals. Let's go. That's what's up. We need to get a little bit of W in the chat, for the chat bringing home the victory. And honestly, this is kind of what I was saying in the very beginning, when I was saying when we were in round 2, Stage 1, when Empire was there, I said a lot of people would say this is the best one. And it turns out that's still holding true. I cannot necessarily fault anybody for it. One of the hardest brackets I've ever been a part of, next to the Harry Potter. Harry Potter's coming up next. If you guys don't know, we do the brackets here pretty frequently. We got a summer blockbusters coming up. And also, if you want to have a say in what movies need to be included in these brackets, make sure you join the Discord, because I've got different channels over there, and when I'm doing a bracket, if I have like the summer blockbusters, you might have a summer blockbuster where you're like, this has to be on the bracket. Absolutely, you feel staunchly for it, but I don't find it in any of the lists when I'm compiling it. I need to know this information so I can take it into account and make sure that yours gets in there, because who knows, it could be the winner. And that's where you guys come in. So make sure you're part of the Discord. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and being part of this amazing journey to find out which one of these Star Wars pieces of art was the pinnacle, the absolute top dog, the chosen one. I had so much fun tonight. I hope that you guys did too. It would not have been this way without you. I appreciate you so much. I don't ask for this very much, but please like the video, share the video, and comment in the video. It really does help the algorithm. I don't like to ask for it, but please, it does help. And I need these decisions, these results, to hit more people's eyes. I need people to know that this is the chosen one. I had so much fun with it. I hope you did too, and I will see you guys on the next one.